Universities are meant to be places of open dialogue, open inquiry, and of course, equal treatment. But at the University of Toronto, a long-standing prayer space has been officially converted into a Muslim-only facility. Jewish students who relied on it say that they've essentially been pushed out. We are looking at what happened at the Bahen Centre and how it is affecting students on campus. Scarlett Grace with Rebel News. The open assembly space on the ground floor of the Bahen Centre for Information Technology was a convenient, non-denominational prayer room. Engineering students and others used it for individual observances. But on February 13th, 2026, the university announced it would designate this space exclusively as a Muslim prayer room. The Multi-Faith Center cited heavy daily use by Muslim students and said that it was hardly used until the Muslim Student Association began investing in it. In a public post on studentlife.utoronto.ca, they state, quote, "The designation reflects how the space is already being used by the community." They've now promised further upgrades, including ablution stations with bidets for wudu, the ritual washing before prayer. Shortly before the official change, though, issues did begin to emerge for non-Muslim students who were using the room. Jewish students reported barriers, like full carpeting that arrived, made praying with shoes on, common in Jewish customs, uncomfortable or impractical. Loud group prayers reportedly disrupted quiet individual observance, and some even described encountering anti-Israel materials in what was supposed to be a neutral prayer space. When I contacted U of T Media Relations, they pointed to the original announcement that I mentioned earlier and listed alternatives: the St. George Campus Jewish Center, Christian spaces, and other multi-faith options across other campuses. But they offered no detailed explanation for converting a central shared room rather than expanding multi-faith capacity. The university maintains multiple reflection spaces remain available and emphasizes inclusion. But this raises some valid questions about what inclusion means. Is this demographic surrender, prioritizing the largest or most organized group's demands while telling smaller groups to use the map? A centrally located, formerly shared space in a busy engineering building became exclusive. Non-Muslim students, including Jews, are facing reported tensions like the anti-Israel propaganda placed in the room. And how would that not make them feel like a second-class citizen in their own campus? True inclusivity would expand options for all faiths rather than reallocating or upgrading for one. Universities should avoid signaling that belonging depends on numbers or activism volume. It's not just about prayer mats, it's about whether institutions treat all students' religions needs with equality. Canada's universities serve increasingly diverse populations. Muslim enrollment has grown, and prayer demands reflect that. But policies need to remain neutral. Converting shared spaces risks alienating minorities who are already navigating tense campus climates, especially amid global tensions affecting Jewish students and the rampant anti-Semitism in Toronto. I mean, look at the Gaza encampment that gripped King's College Circle at U of T for some 62 days. Students of all backgrounds deserve transparent, even-handed religious accommodation, not deflection to alternatives, because the majority took over. And campuses should foster genuine inclusion, not majority preference disguised as equity. Tired of ideology plaguing the classroom and campuses instead of sticking to the topics that students should be focused on, like their lessons and discussing world issues in an open-minded, actually inclusive environment? Head to stopclassroomgrooming.com for more stories on what's happening on Canadian campuses and classrooms. And your voice can be heard too by signing the petition. That is stopclassroomgrooming.com.